Chapter 1 Renaissance. I wander stone cellars and horsehair plaster chambers of an old abandoned church. The little guiding light shines and beams through the cloudy glass. Pale glows scattered on dust particle seas floating in dark gray. Droves of musty books speckled with mold are piled in scattered stacks across crumbling shelves. Broken furniture lies tossed about, enclosed by torn, yellowed wallpaper weeping water stains. The dreary air speaks tomes to me in colorless silence. Existence, it speaks. Existence without life or death. Many wandered these halls once, I think. Maybe even I have. But now I'm alone. Only I remain to read the muttering walls' broken scriptures. I wonder if life isn't the center of the universe if the highest things are non-living. I wonder at how small we are compared to burning suns and falling comets. I feel nothing inside, so what hears these thoughts? Who is this I, this me, this voice in my head? What connection do I have to anything when I don't know what I am? Human. I can't remember what that means. Visions of groveling parasites on a round blue world lost in the blackness of space, collecting to ourselves everything we can lay our hands on. Ants in dirt mound palaces. I wonder if the non-living world is more alive than we are. I wonder if we're less alive than we think. I reflect until the thoughts cease to disturb and become only what they are, things that come and go. The dirt-encrusted walls take on patterns of melting dilapidation, of timely death. It seems the ultimate righting of wrongs, and I start to fall into the space around me, thoughts scattered in infinite directions. Inside, my mind grasps onto worlds above. I yearn to be a planet or a star or a cloud of cosmic dust. I yearn for the serenity of an eon as a ball of rock or plasma circling stellar spaces. I roam. The ancient air leaves its story in my lungs. Perhaps I'll die here. I don't fight. I only accept it. What else is left to do? A startling noise. A book falls to the floor in a cloud of choking dust. Another girl stands in the doorway, coughing. She's short and young, staring at me with alarm from across the room, maybe mirroring my own expression. Her hair's strawberry blonde like a sunset, cut raggedly below the top of a pink tank top. Her cheeks ruddy and shoulders pale and freckled. Her leery green eyes are immense and pained, with hints of golden blue. They shoot deep into me. In that moment, I feel a life force fall into me from her and from outside, from the sky above, like lightning and light striking. A part of my brain awakens suddenly. "Hey," I whisper, stepping closer. She slinks away, the doorframe hiding all but a pale hand and half of a face. My heart pumps. "I don't want to scare you away," I assure her. But is she just a figment of my imagination, haunting me before I turn to dust? I sit on the cool floor, legs crossed to show I'm no harm. She looks to both sides nervously and then sits across from me, holding her knees to her chest and resting her chin on top of them. A warm glow sparks in my heart. "Who are you?" I ask. Her attention floats between me and her surroundings, forever back to someone Noah will care. Her eyes dart worriedly, searching down, around, straight ahead. Then she looks hard at me again. That gaze is piercing and pervading, a viridian ocean of contradictions in the dark, with large gold-stroked pupils in their centers. Bold black eyeliner surrounds them, with little wings from the corners of her eyes casting spells like ancient mysteries. "I don't have a name," she mutters. I look over her curiously, begetting more silence. She's in light clothes for autumn. Autumn? The word sounds odd. October? She's wearing short black basketball shorts, boyish gray skate shoes, a loose pink tank top, a slate-colored knit hat. I like her clothes. I like her. I think I'd like her even if she hated me. I don't think she hates me, but I fear she might. Fear. I remember the sensation boiling in my veins. "What's your name?" she asks mousily. I hum in contemplation. I don't have one either. Really? Her colossal eyes expand. I nod. "So what are you doing here?" she asks, a fleck of excitement in her voice. I don't know. I feel like I've always come here since forever, I think. But it's been a really long time. No one comes here anymore but me. Except for you. Why are you here? She winces. Her mind returns again to that unknown thing that haunts her. I'm just here. That's all, she mutters. Will you come here often? Her eyes thin. I doubt it. The words cut me like ice. A void opens under my feet and all around. Cosmic gravity rips at me, and fear envelops the moment. All my feelings and visions stop. That's a shame. My voice is shaky. I like that you're here. She startles at that and shakes her head. I'm sorry. I like it here too. I just can't do anything about it. It's all right. I carve through the air with a sad smile. She blushes and shies away, smiles a little bit. I stand slowly and extend my hand. Her forehead scrunches warily, looking up at me. She finally takes hold and rises. You're tall, she whispers, her breath close to my face. It's warm and sweet like wild grapes in late summer. It grows hotter and a little faster with each exhalation. So, what are you doing now? Her eyes stare into mine with nervous anticipation. Let's explore together. Weren't you just doing that before? I guess so, she says as she looks down. Then come on. I take her by the hand and out of the room. Her velvet hands sweat. Wait, she squeaks. What is it? Nothing. Just be quieter, please. I see her caught between two worlds, in visions like mind's eye cartoon hallucinations blinking between pure understanding and the abyss of ignorance. I feel the warmth of her soul, but can't touch her inner world to understand. No problem, I say as I wink, though where the gesture came from, I don't know. I feel a weird, good feeling now. We go off, hand in hand. We travel a long hallway and up a narrow carpet staircase. She asks us to walk slower, so we do. Look at all of this, I exclaim, taking us through an abandoned foyer into a derelict chapel. Old pews line both sides all the way to the stage, most damaged or broken, some smashed straight through as if by the fingers of God or someone with a vendetta against him. There's a pulpit of wood in front. Nonsense stories come to my mind from nowhere. Hundreds of people used to come here, I say. Tons of church people. Oh, she says as she glances back at me. An overwhelming, mysterious nostalgia flows through me. I find myself wondering if she can see and feel what I do. Does the ruined temple speak to her too? Does its past come alive to her soul? It's a nice place, she nearly yawns. Her eyes roam as we wander down a red aisle stained with dried footprints, past wrecked wooden rows. We step onto the small stage. Up there, I'm present before an invisible audience. Ghostly forms flutter in the remains of benches. I blink once and they disappear. She slowly opens a decrepit piano, wood creaking, and studies its dusty insides. I step to the pulpit, opening a songbook that lays on top of it. Swinging open the massive tome, half its weight tosses into the air in a choking cloud of dust. I stumble back and fall onto a ragged wooden chair, and it cracks. She giggles. My coughing stops, and I step back to the hymn book and flip through it, mesmerized by fanciful words and glorifying praises. I try singing bits of the hymns in my head hopelessly, but no beat or tune comes for any song. I close it with a dusty thud, then suddenly sweep it sailing off the podium with surprising ease. It smashes over the floor, smashing into pieces under its own weight. She cackles, and an unstoppable smile cuts across my face. She seems to forget about not making noise for a minute, and I feel lighter for it. God is alive, I shout to the empty room jokingly, bearing a wide grin. The piano lid slams shut, casting a great discordant clamor across the chapel. She slinks away from the instrument, stepping off of the platform to the middle aisle. Is he? She asks bitterly. My eyes widen with disappointment and surprise. I try to hold on to my smile. The back of my head suddenly throbs, and I lurch forward in misery, gritting my teeth. I feel myself dropping into the cold, dark void again, but suddenly the vision disappears. She doesn't see a thing. I shake it off before she turns around. I was just joking around. I clamp down a half grin. She hums, walking away. I just doubted, though, about God and all. I hop down from the platform, following her as she floats away. A gust of wind through broken glass could blow her over. Why do you say that? I ask. If there was a God, he helped people, she says spitefully, spitting on a pew to her side. Maybe he does. She removes her hat, balling it in a fist. He'd help everyone out. Her coldness turns bitterness. He wouldn't just leave people to suffer. I feel what she feels, or what I think she feels. A deep sadness, pain for something, everything. I shrug. Maybe God helps everyone a little bit and we don't notice. Or maybe he isn't really there. I don't know. Yeah, she exhales. She stops in the hallway, leaning against the wall and wringing her hat. Tears drop from her eyes, but she doesn't make a sound. Something tells me she no longer senses me. In her mind, she can't let me see her this way, let alone give a whimper. I'm stunned and confused. I realize that whatever I feel, what she feels is something different, something only she knows. But something inside me, something that does understand her, forces me to reach out. I wrap her close in my arms. Her body is rigid for a few seconds that seem like forever. Suddenly, she sobs. Hot rain droplets on my breast. A tear rolls from my eye that screams for her suffering. Long minutes pass and I finally let go. She looks up with wet eyes and wipes them impatiently with her hat. She puts it back on snugly. My hands go to wipe the rest away, but she flinches, stepping aside and holding her eyes shut.